Hello class, welcome to CST 161, Homepage and Website Development. My name is Ed Champ and I will be your instructor. In this video today, we will take a look at Brightspace and Zybooks to become familiar with where the content, reading material, assignments, and discussion material is located on both websites. Starting out in Brightspace, it's a little bit different than how other professors have it laid out, so let's just take a little walkthrough and see what we have here. On the left side of the screen, we'll have the content browser. The content browser is a shortcut way to get to the course's content and resources that you'll need to be successful. On the right side of the screen, we have the announcement section. In the announcement section, I will post weekly updates of reading material, information, discussion topics, or anything else I want to get out to you in a timely fashion. You'll see, scroll down a little bit, we'll have a table of contents widget where you can see your progress in each of the modules. As we get into the modules, I'll jump over there now, you'll see that for example, on week 1, I list for you reading material, participation activities, and challenge activities. In other weeks, you'll also see lab assignments. For week 1, there are no lab assignments. We'll get to that next week. Jumping back to the course information section, you'll find all the information about the class, how I expect you to perform, and any other information that you'll need. The course syllabus is your standard course syllabus. It lists all the information about the class. If you haven't already done so, please read through it. It has a lot of good information and a lot of important information. We're going to walk through some of the highlights of it, but I do encourage you to read the entire syllabus at your leisure. Class meeting details. The class will meet online at a time of your choosing. It's fully online. I will open each module on a Monday, and the module will have all assignments and activities due by that Sunday. You can access the class anytime during the week, but remember, all assignments must be completed and submitted on Sunday. There is a textbook for this class, and it is an electronic textbook, an ebook. It can be purchased through the bookstore. As of the recording of this video, it was not yet available in the bookstore. However, you can subscribe to this book through Zybooks directly, through the publisher's website. That information is located here, and this is the information you need to subscribe to the book. And honestly, purchasing it directly from the publisher is a little bit cheaper too, so you'll save a few dollars. Continuing on in the course information section, my communication policy. I'm going to be using Brightspace for all communications to students. All course information, all questions, all information will be communicated directly through Brightspace. If you need to reach me, you can use Brightspace. You can contact me directly at this email. This is my main email. And if it's urgent, this is my phone number. Feel free to call, email, that's fine. You will be able to make appointments for office hours. We'll get to that in a second. Office hours, there are no set times for office hours. Office hours are on demand. You can pick a time that's convenient for you. And this is a link you can use to book the hours. You can try to stop by if you'd like and visit me at the Hammerman campus in the Riverhead building in room 335. I highly advise making an appointment first. If I'm not busy and you happen to stop by, I will be happy to take time and talk to you. But if I have a meeting or a conference call, I will not be able to talk to you. So I would hate for you to have to make a trip up here for no reason. Best to make an appointment. I'll set the time aside. We'll come in, we'll talk about whatever you want. If you want to meet virtually online, we can do that as well. Just use the same booking tool to set up an appointment, and we can discuss whatever you'd like. Grading policy is pretty much your standard Suffolk grading policy. Here are the letter grades for the class and your expected what you expect to get if you have your averages. I do note that all assignments must be completed by Sunday. I can't stress this enough. If you have an issue that is causing you to not be able to meet that deadline, please let me know as soon as possible. An email on Sunday night at 10 p.m. saying you need more time probably will not get you an extension, but if you contact me a day or two prior, I will be happy to talk about it with you. I do want to review the lab work the following week. So without everybody submitting their assignments, I cannot do that, and that just affects the entire class. Down below, you'll see the percentages for the different categories that I'll be assessing you. The midterm and final projects, they're not going to be exams, they're going to be projects, will be 35% of your grade. So we need to really focus on those when the time comes. Participation and challenge activities can be done directly in the zybook while you're doing your reading. So as you're doing your reading, you'll be completing 25% of your grades. Lab assignments are where you're going to show me what you've learned in that section and the prior sections. That's a good 30% of your grade, so make sure you really give it your best effort. We'll walk through zybooks in a little bit to show you how all that works out. And finally, class participation. Class participation in an online class is a challenge. Best I can do is discussion posts. So if I post a discussion, please respond to it. Respond to other people's posts. And whenever you do respond, just be kind and polite. There's no need to flame anybody or post rude comments. Let's just keep it all friendly. Should be fine. Finally, in the course information section, the assignment schedule, I think I talked about that a few seconds ago. Modules open up Monday morning. They will be due, all work needs to be done by that following Sunday. It gives you a little more detail about what they are. A participation activity is a simple, easy to follow activity in the ebook, the zybook. A challenge activity is a little more complicated, requires a little effort, a little bit of thinking to complete it. And lab assignments are in-depth assignments to show for you to show me your understanding of the weekly topic. And we'll take a look at some of that stuff in a few minutes. All of your assignments will be in the content section. So if I click on week 1, these are your assignments. You will click on these to get into zybooks, and I'll show you zybooks in a minute. It'll make a lot more sense then. You will not see anything in the assignment section other than the midterm project and the final project. So don't expect to see anything here. Everything is directly linked from the content section into zybooks, and all grades are automatically transferred from zybooks back into Brightspace as you complete the work. So you can, as you work through your zybook and you complete your participation activities and your challenge activities, you can jump back over into the grade section into zybooks in Brightspace, and you can see your progression. I'm not going to do that now because I have the instructor view, and I don't want to show everybody's grades, but you can do it on your own instance and see what it looks like. Quizzes, there will probably be no quizzes in this class. Maybe towards the end, if I want to be a little generous and give some extra credit assignments, we'll have some quizzes or some kind of activities, which also brings up another point, extra credit. I am more than willing to give out extra credit assignments. However, I am not willing to give out extra credit assignments if you have not completed your work throughout the semester and you want to get your grade up at the last couple of the weeks of the semester and ask for extra credit. If you're doing your work as we go along, I will be happy to give extra credit. If you're just using this as a crutch at the end to get a higher grade, probably not. So just keep that in mind. Lastly, we have our discussions. Discussions is where I can make sure you're participating in the class, since it is an online class. And you can see right now, we just have the introduction. I see people have been posting, which is great. People have been responding, which is great. I will keep doing this throughout the semester. Sometimes it'll be technology relevant. Sometimes it'll just be some fun topic of the day kind of thing, some current events. I try to keep it lighthearted. I try not to get into anything that's political or anything like that. No need for that in a CST class, so we'll try to keep it with fun. And if you got some ideas for some good topics and you want to post them, share them with me, and we'll post them up there. We'll get a good conversation going. Okay, that being said, let's take a look at zyBooks. So if we jump back over to the content section, and you see in week 1, we have participation activities and we have challenge activities. Clicking on any of these links, or reading material for that matter, will take us over to zyBooks. I will have also a video lecture section I will put up here, where I have weekly notes, weekly discussions, weekly lectures, and some other outside resources that I find might be interesting for you for this topic. In this class, we'll be talking about 3 main languages: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So if we break the semester down into thirds, part of it will be HTML, part of it will be CSS, part of it will be JavaScript, and then we'll focus on how everything works together. So there are great instructional videos out there. I will post some of the better ones, at least which I think are the better ones, for you to review and get a secondary perspective. Okay, so like I said, if you click on your reading material, week 1 you only have 4 sections to read. This will get us started. Week 2 you'll have a little more to read once we start getting into HTML and HTML tags, and you'll have your first lab assignment next week. A separate video will be posted about the lab and how you can use zyBooks to walk through your IDE, the Integrated Development Environment, so you can do all your lab coding directly in zyBooks. Okay, so let's jump over to zyBooks and take a look and see what that looks like. And you'll see I have it broken down into the different weeks. So again, starting out with week 1, Introduction to Web Programming. If I click on the subject, you'll get the 4 sections we want to read. You can print a chapter. You can, I don't think you'll have access to these, but you should be able to print the chapter if you want to have a hard copy for yourself. Feel free to do so. Clicking on, for example, the web history section, you'll see, you won't see this first bullet, but you'll see the second one. What is a zyBook? There is a video, and I think I have this linked on the resources section over in Brightspace. Let's take a quick look and see. Yes, in the zyBooks section, there is a what is a zyBooks video. Take a look at that. It also walks through the different areas of zyBooks to become familiar with. Once you start using it, you'll see it's pretty easy to use, and it's a pretty neat little book that we can use for coding and assessments. So starting with start with your readings on section 1. I'll post a separate video going through the material for section 1. But you'll see as you go through the material, you have a participation activity. In the participation activities, they are simple little activities for you to follow along or provide an answer to a question, and it's all based on the material in the current section of the book. So you'll see in this particular participation activity, we have a start button. We have an FTP screen with some text. We have a little animation here of what is going on. And we have different captions. So these captions will show the different steps of the animation. And this particular one is showing how HTTP, the Hypertext Transfer Protocol, is used to fetch HTML pages from web servers to be viewed in your web browser. So all you have to do for a participation activity, click Start. You'll read the 3 sections, and you'll see as the animation happens, the captions display and show each step of the process. Once a section is complete, click the play button to get to the second section. It will animate and show the different steps. And finally, complete it with a third click to get to the third section. When the animation does complete, you'll see the checkbox here has completed. That is your indication that the participation activity is now complete. And you can continue reading as you go along, and you'll see there's a lot of good information about the history of HTML, the history of HTTP, and then we come up with yet another participation activity. A little bit of instructions here. You can drag and drop your different tags into the boxes to complete your participation. If you want to start over, let's just randomly drop things around and see what happens. Oh, I got one incorrect. So it'll tell you when things are incorrect. Let's put the correct one there. Great. So you get your feedback as you go along. You can reset it and start over. And more importantly, with the participation and the challenge activities, and for the lab assignments for that matter, you can attempt them as many times as you want until you get full credit for the assignment. So keep trying it until you get your perfect score. And then we have some more information here. And here's your typical, radio button question and answer kind of thing. When was the first website published? 1991, 2001. If you get it right, it gives you some information. If you get it wrong, it tells you what you got wrong and what the real answer should be. And you can go back and fix it. When there are multiple sections with multiple checkboxes, the main checkbox will not be completed until you complete all of them. And we can just pick things and see what we get. Great. Now that all the checkboxes are complete, the main participation activity checkbox has been complete, and you have completed that activity. And you continue reading and continue your assignments, and continue reading and your assignments, until you get to the end of this page. And then you will click and continue on. Up on top, you'll have navigation histories, you'll have navigation bars. You can click on the title to get back to the book. You can, I'm trying to find us a challenge activity so we can take a look at one of those as well. There's none in this section, must be in the next one. Some sections are a little wordier, a little longer. Some are pretty quick. Either way, they shouldn't take you a whole lot of time. Let's see if we can find a challenge activity. Are there no challenge activities in section 1? Maybe there aren't. Oh, is it section 2? Okay, so let's go to section 2 and find that challenge activity. So you'll also notice I don't edit my videos, so what you see is what you get. If I make a mistake, I make a mistake, and we go on. Let's find that challenge activity. Challenge activities have a different color tag, it's blue. And these require a little more work. And you can see there are multiple sections. So there are 4 pieces that you have to answer corresponding to the 4 checkboxes. When you click Start, it'll ask you which IPv4 addresses are valid. Now, don't worry too much right about now what IPv4 is. We'll get to that in a little bit in another video. But you can click on it and check it, and it'll tell you if you got it right. And if you do, you get your blue checkbox. Then you move on to the next activity. Select the domain name levels for the following URL. So it's asking you what the top level domain is, and we can just pick things and see what happens. And check our answer. And we got everything wrong because everything is in a red box. And you can just go back and keep trying it. And you can keep trying it until you get it correct. You'll see sometimes the question changes. Oh, I got one right that time. Continue this process until you get all the answers correct and all your checkboxes. You can jump back up, and if you need to research something, you can research it and scroll back down. It'll save your progress, and you'll be able to complete the activity. Once you complete all your activities for the week, we'll also have lab assignments. Those will be starting in week 2. I'll show you that in another video. And I think that's about it for today. I will post more videos during the week and subsequent weeks about the material. So for now, please go through, read your syllabus, read all the course information, subscribe to the Zybook if you haven't already done so. I see a lot of people already have. Start doing your readings, start doing your participation in challenge activities, do your discussion posts, and get ready for week 2. Week 2 will open up on September 15th. However, in zyBooks, you can jump ahead and look at week 2. I will advise you, if you want to read ahead, great, I'm all for that. Don't go past any section that doesn't have a week in front of it. Because what I will do in these books is I will edit and change content, and I don't want you to, well, it's not a bad thing, but I don't want you to do extra work if you don't have to. I want you to do the stuff I want you to read. Like, I'll probably reorder some of these sections and change them around. So just focus on the current week as best as possible. If you want to jump ahead, anything that has a week in front of it, feel free to take a look in there. And if you did, let's say you did want to get ahead and take a look at section 2.1, Introduction to HTML, and you wanted to understand a little bit more about what tags are and how the different languages work with each other, great. Here it is. And you'll see there are participation activities. You can do these participation activities in advance and they will count. So you can kind of go ahead with the work a little bit. If you feel confident, give it a try. But try not to get too far ahead so we can have our good discussions. Okay, that's it. Lastly, communications. I think I said I will be communicating everything through Brightspace, either through announcements or through emails. If you get an email from me, from Brightspace, do not reply to that email. You need to go into Brightspace and reply through Brightspace, or you need to email me directly through the link I sent earlier. The reason why is Brightspace is a SUNY hosted system. So any email gets redirected back to SUNY, and since all 64 SUNY campuses are using Brightspace, SUNY is unable to forward that email back to the appropriate instructor on the appropriate campus, so the response will be lost. So if you do reply and I don't respond back within a day, you may want to resend it to my school email to make sure I did get it. I do work in the IT department at Suffolk. I will be at my desk almost every day, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and I am in front of my computer all day. So if you don't get a response quickly, it's a good chance that it may have gone either to that Brightspace Never Never Land, and just be aware of that. Okay, that's it for now. Feel free to reach out with any questions or comments. Looking forward to a fun class, and have a great rest of your week. I'll talk soon.